All right, welcome to another segment of our MBG Building Black Wealth Virtual Conference. Of course, the whole goal of this conference is building Black wealth. Of course, we know that Black families have struggled to build generational wealth probably throughout time, definitely in the last couple of years. So what we've done for this conference is we've tapped several millionaire entrepreneurs, successful businesses that can show you how to create real wealth as a Black business owner. Right now, one of our speakers is Crissy. She is owner of the Vending Factory. And Crissy, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Hey, everyone. My name is Crissy, and I am the owner of Vending Factory. I teach people how to get into the vending machine business. I also teach you different things that you can do in the vending machine business, which is what I do now as well.
Okay. And when we talk about Black wealth, what are your thoughts on Black wealth and generational Black wealth overall?
Oh man, it's just so important. I feel like when we're all growing up, our parents and grandparents, they didn't have the benefits or they didn't have the
Right.
resources to know what we know now and what our children can know. So the fact that we're living in a world where we have people look like us winning and doing different jobs that are not super tedious or things that are going to be a burden on us, but
Right.
things that can be done. And so I think it's so important for us to just take that leap of faith and just say, I can do this. I can own this business, because in all, there are people who are out there getting money looking just like us. So just knowing that you can do it, it doesn't matter your situation. I'm a single mom as well. So it doesn't matter your situation, you can do it.
Okay. And, I guess as far as your journey, how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Okay, so my sister's friend owned vending machines. And so I was so intrigued. I was like, oh my gosh, like he was the only person who I knew. And so I asked him questions. I did my research. Of course, I went on YouTube, but YouTube did not give me the amount of knowledge that I would have learned if I wasn't in that library every single day.
Gotcha.
I jumped into it pretty much, and I was like, you know what? This is not so bad. So it just ended up being something that I did small at first, and then it just kept growing as time went by.
Gotcha. And then how did you make the transition from getting involved owning vending machines to helping other people buy their vending machines?
Great question. So I actually got on Instagram just to enlighten people about just being in the business. And I was really on Instagram just to look for people who were just like me, and ask them like, hey, can we partner up, girl or sis, bro? And I couldn't find anyone like me, because I've been on Instagram for about 5 years. So I couldn't find anybody out there who looked like me. Um, all in all, I just started posting myself by vending machines, different fix and flips that I did. And people started messaging me in my inbox, asking me questions. And then from there, I just had so many people asking me about vending machines, and I couldn't reach everybody.
Mhm.
I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and bundle this up so I
Right.
can help everybody and give them something that can help.
Gotcha. And then, so for the people who are not familiar with, and you can be as brief as you choose, how do you make money off of vending machines? Or you just said flipping a vending machine, which is, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm sure there's some strategy behind it. So how does that work briefly for people who may not be familiar with it?
Of course. So the thing I love about this business is you can literally own your own vending machine for life, and it can be yours, right? And so you can make money by buying products, putting it inside of a vending machine, and then basically just having that revenue of just making money monthly from that. Then you can also buy and sell vending machine routes, which is you are buying a machine that is already in a location, it's already generating money, and the owner probably wants to sell that vending machine location because they're tired of the business. They're moving on, they're moving out of state, so many different reasons. So you can get that at a really good price. Then there's buying a vending machine and flipping it. So I got into that, which is I bought my first vending, well, not my first one, but my first flip. I bought the machine for $300, And then I was like, wait, it only needs a new coin mechanism. So I went on to a site. I basically bought the coin mechanism and I made a quick $350 just off that machine. And I
Wow.
never needed to do anything. So after that, I was like, you know what? Like I can do this and just fix and flip machines. Mind you, I was a single mom. My daughter was so young. So at the time, I was tired of filling vending machines every week. So this just
Right.
ended up being an extra stream of income within the vending machine business.
Gotcha. And so even with the business, were you coming from corporate America? Were you coming from college? Like what did that transition look like for you wherever you were coming from?
Great question. So I still work a 9 to 5, right? I'm more so focused on generational wealth and basically paying my house off. I want to pay my house off in less than 6 years, okay?
Right,
and,
right.
I'm going there,
Goals.
right? So for me, it was, do I love my job? One, I definitely make triple the amount in my vending machine business, which my friends, they're always like, what are you doing? Like,
Right. Why
quit
you
your
staying
job.
there?
But I love my job, right? Of course, there's times where I'm like, oh God, I gotta leave this place. But all in all, I know what my goals are. I know that my goals are to triple my money, not spend my money on crazy things, and just really buying other resources so that I can learn more and I can have more streams of income. That's all I'm about.
Gotcha.
So just really with the business, I love that I can pretty much quit my job anytime I want. I've worked it 11 years, but I can quit it anytime I want. And I have that safety net of a business where I can go to because I'm still making money.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. And then, starting out in the vending machine business, like what were some of your greatest challenges that you had to overcome?
Oh, great question. So I like saying I'm a single mom because I know there's some single moms out there and single fathers, and it's
Right.
hard, right? So for me, it was really doing it by myself and having nobody there to help me and to learn from and to listen to. So the fact that you have this platform that people can now be a part of, they can be a part of a conference and they can be a part of meeting other people who think like them and are like-minded like them, right? So they can be in a situation to where they can learn from other people.
Right.
And I think that's so important. So for me, it's really just learning more and being a part of people who you can meet.
Gotcha. And then what do you think about people who may be on the fence? Let's just say specifically the vending machine business, but generally just starting a business. What type of advice would you have for those people who, they need another source of income, but their fear and anxiety with starting a business is kind of holding them back?
Oh my goodness. So guys, I've done this by myself. Like I had no one to motivate me. I had self-motivation. I knew I wanted to do something extra. I knew I wanted to pay off my car at the time. I knew I wanted to put a nice down payment on my house. So for me, it was that great. Getting up every morning and just understanding like there has to be something better. I knew there had to be something better than working my 9 to 5. I would say jump out and do it. You have people in your corner. You have people who have been there, done that. People like you who you're starting. I keep saying you've started an amazing platform for other people to learn from. Reaching out to people like you and asking about different resources. But the education and the knowledge is out there. You just
Right.
have to go and find it. And right now you don't need to find it
Yeah.
because you have a lot of professionals on here who are teaching about different things you can do. So I think just really taking a leap of faith, knowing and understanding that you do not have to quit your job to do this. You can do this. And then when you get to your goal, then you can quit your job. So I think that's probably the number one thing that I would say.
Gotcha. Okay. And even when we just think about people starting their business or their journey into entrepreneurship, I think a lot of people struggle with, do I do something I'm passionate about, or do I try to make money? And I think social media will kind of lie to us a lot because we're seeing people who look like they're making a lot of money, and a lot of times we follow the money instead of our passion. And I think there needs to be a blending of the both of them. But what are your suggestions regarding passion, profit? Where do I go? And what's that middle line?
Oh man. So I love that you said that because a lot of people look at me and they'll say, Crissy, you gotta get in the car, girl. Like, what are you doing? And then I'll say, no, like I still drive my same Toyota Camry. Like, no, I am saving my money. I'm not the type of person who likes to buy expensive things. Yes, I can afford it, depending on what they are, of course, you know, there's nothing wrong with expensive things and having them. You deserve that. But I never compare myself to someone else and say, oh my gosh, they have a nice car, they must have money. Oh my goodness, what a big misconception. You
Right.
know, what are their what's their bank account looking like? What's their retirement looking like? Your
Right.
bank account could be looking good and then you have no retirement, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like I run into a lot of people as being an MBA grad student, I run into a lot of people who make over six figures, but guess what? They're literally living beyond their means. So then they don't make six figures
Right.
anymore or over six figures. So I know that it's so easy to get caught up with looking at other people and their success and saying, oh my God, I want that. But if you absolutely love doing what you're doing, the money will come. Filling vending machines, I got laughed at by everyone possible except my sister, my older sister. She was like, girl, like let them laugh. And of course I didn't care, you know, but
Right.
I got laughed at. And then after a while, people were like, how do you, I mean, you're gonna pay for all of this, like all of this? And then I'm like, yeah. So
Right.
then they're like, how? Like how? And so I would say, well, this is what I do. And then guess what? They asked me to come on board and then now they're balling. So just understanding that if you love it, absolutely love it, when the camera is off, when no one's looking at you behind the scenes, and you love it, I think it's like the perfect job for you to
Right.
really think about doing it, you know, full time.
Right. And, I can definitely relate to it too, because like I know when I first started my business, even though I wasn't making the money I wanted to make, I was so passionate that like I wake up in the morning and I would want to work on it. At nighttime, I want to work on it. Like let me have a free weekend and, like I just wanted to work all weekend. So,
Yeah.
I definitely think passion is major. And, sometimes passion can outweigh profit for a little bit, but, there comes a point where you have to make money as well. So for people who have a business starting out, what's the best way that you would let somebody know or how they can determine if they think their business is going to be profitable?
You know what? Try it. Like that's the biggest thing that I say. Just try it. And the reason I say that is, let's say, doing hair. If you absolutely love doing hair, you want to perfect that. So whatever you're doing, you want to perfect that. You want people who've been in that situation, people who already know all the tips and tricks. Pay them what they're asking for because you're going to learn a lot, right? I'm never afraid to pay anybody money, right? Um, so I would say doing what you love, pay a mentor to teach you more about that, perfect your craft. And when you perfect that craft, the money's going to come. Like I feel like there's no way you can't make money unless you're doing things in the background that you don't have set up yet. And then to me, you do need like a business coach who understands how to do that for you. So I feel like there's really a win-win when it comes to business, as long as you're doing it the right way and as long as your skill, like right now, we're living in a time where it's all about skill. If you have a good skill and a great skill, like you are forever going to make money. You
Right.
know, there are people not going to college and they have an amazing skill and they're millionaires. So as long as on the back end, you get a business coach who's going to teach you about that, I think you're fine. Like you're going to be fine.
Okay. So, for people starting out, so I know we talked about coaches. How important is it to have, let's say, a coach, an accountant, a lawyer, maybe like a good team, a good support system as an entrepreneur?
Oh my, it's so important. So when I first got on Instagram, I was doing everything myself. And then my page was growing and it started growing even more. And so I had to hire a team. It's a small team, but I have a team still. That way I'm not doing everything.
Right.
I'm just going to go back to, if you do hair, you know, you still, at one point, you're going to need a team to hire the back end, you know, whether it's a scheduler, which is they're scheduling all of your appointments. I feel like it's so important. A lawyer, that's going to be important because,
definitely,
man, when I tell you, yeah, like people don't realize you can get sued in this world very easily.
oh yeah,
When you're conducting business, it's easy to get sued. So you don't want to wait until the lawsuit comes to go and find a lawyer, because then you're going to have to pay a hefty fee. But if you have a lawyer already on your team and you're paying them a monthly payment, that's going to be 100, like you're going to be covered and you won't have to pay such a hefty fee. But yes, a business coach, they're going to tell you what you're doing wrong. Gosh, like I know in my situation, like I thought I had everything all figured out and my coach was like, horrible. And I was like, oh my God. So I had to change up things because many times you don't see what others will see. So that's why it's so imperative to have someone look at what you're doing after you've perfected it, of course, and you have that skill already intact.
gotcha. Okay. You know, going back to your business, what would you consider your greatest success to be to date?
Oh my. So what's so crazy is when I started vending, I was like, you know what, God, like if this works out and this is awesome, just like give me a little small platform. I wanted to help. So when I got on Instagram, I wanted to help at least 10 people build a vending machine business within like 4 years. I never would have thought that it would be over 100 people
Oh, wow.
actually working in the vending machine business. I never imagined it would get like this. So I think because I had a heart before of doing it, I mean, I did it for free for years. Like I
Right.
didn't charge or anything, but because I had that heart and I knew that I wanted to help someone make more money, because I knew how possible it was for me. I think that's why right now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just sit back and I'm just in awe at the amount of people who want to learn, and then the amount of people who take my advice. That's the biggest thing. Not just looking at what I'm doing, but
Right. But
actually,
actually doing something.
yes, you got to do it. You got to do it. And if you do it and you make money, and then people send me receipts all the time of, Crissy, thank you so much. You've helped me. Some of them I get to post on my page. Some of them I just keep it and I just put it in my stories. But that's what makes me the most happy. Is like, oh my God, I can help so many people get into it because, like I said, I have made, I've tripled my regular salary job.
Right.
So if I can show someone how to do that, that money or that little number, they're probably like, you know what, I'm quitting my job, forget this.
Right.
So I'm happy.
Gotcha. Do you personally, as an entrepreneur, deal with fear and anxiety, maybe regarding business deals, working with certain people, maybe just the amount of time it takes on a daily basis?
Oh my goodness. So fear is non-existent to me, right? You are stepping into something, you have to know that that's going to work out. So if I'm ever at like a roadblock and it's a challenge, I
Mhm.
always pray and I just tell God, I know you're going to figure it out. Like I know you're going to make a way for me to work this out. So there's no fear. I feel like fear is
Okay.
non-existent. um, don't walk into something feeling, oh my goodness, this isn't going to work. I know we live in a world of, oh my God, am I going to get scammed, right? Or what if I do this and work with this person and then, oh my God, I get scammed. I've gotten scammed before, right?
Same.
It's not something that's fun, right? But I move and I keep in the back of my head, God's going to take care of that. I don't have to worry about that. It is what it is. And I'm just going to continue to make my money.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, nothing wrong with that. And how, so we talked about just having like a certain amount of confidence going into certain things. When there are those times that are just stressful in general, how do you relieve stress? So I know, we talked about a lot of entrepreneurs who, and I mean, there's no right or wrong, but some of them claim to work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And of course, we know eventually there's going to be a point where the body can only take so much. What are your stress relievers, or how do you find your hobbies or interests outside of entrepreneurship?
Oh, that was such a great question. When I first got started on really just like on Instagram, like really growing and growing. That was probably the most stress I've had in the vending machine business in my life. And prior to that, I did meditate. And I feel like that is so important to wake up every morning with a schedule. Whether you're getting up, so the first thing I do is I pray when I get up, then I meditate, right? So I feel like having a schedule for, I don't care what business you're in, having a schedule and leaving that time to say, I'm going to spend this amount of time with my family, this amount of time is imperative. My daughter, at one point, I'll never forget, she told me, Mommy, can you see me? And she was 6 years old at the time. And I was like, yeah, I see you. And she said, you didn't talk to me today. And I didn't realize that as soon as I got home, like I got to work, like, you know, we did our homework. I saw her then, but we did her homework. But after that, I had like a business call. And when she said that, I was like, oh my God, like I know I set a time to talk with her, but guess what? I need to kind of change that up to where she knows that mommy sees her.
Right.
You know? She knows that. So, man, the body will shut down
Right.
if you're going and going and going. So you can go for 6 days, but you best believe that 7th day, like you're gonna sleep all day.
Yeah.
It's just your body can't. And I fell into that trap before, so guilty.
Okay, and so I know you brought up your daughter, and so how do you balance? So you have a 9 to 5 roughly. You're basically a full-time entrepreneur. How do you balance that family life as well?
Just going back to scheduling and knowing that even though I have that schedule, I have to be 100% ready to stop business because I can't, so that I can tend to something that she needs. So I do have, you know, an assistant. I don't do everything on my own. Without my assistant, my business would be horrible. So now in the beginning, I didn't have an assistant. I was doing it myself, right? Which still can be done as long as you have systems in place. You have systems in place, you don't need anybody to work for you. You literally can do it yourself. It's just everything on the back end is working for your business, working for yourself. So I can go to work and I don't have to touch anything. I don't have to touch nothing with the business. I literally don't have to make any calls. So I have a lot of wiggle room in this business. And honestly, vending machines, there's not a lot I have to do, seriously. So I give a lot of my work to my employees because I do have employees who work for me and they do that. And the only time I need to get on the phone is really when there's an issue or when I'm doing mentorship. So thank God I do have that luxury.
Right, definitely. So, you know, bring it back to the conference, Building Black Wealth. How do you use your business, your vending machine business, to build Black wealth for you and your family? Or what are your future plans in general? You don't have to be specific.
Yeah, so so my daughter owns a bounce house business.
Wow.
We also have party rentals. So that was really important for me to have her a business that she can fall back on and say, you know what, in high school or in middle school, like this is something I want to do to pay for college because I'm not paying for college. She's paying for college. So I said before as well, I don't spend money on liabilities. I only spend money on assets. So if I decide to purchase a new car, that's fine. That car is going to go on my business credit. It's not going to touch my personal credit.
Right.
I think having your ducks in a row, credit is good. Once you have your credit up and your credit is sitting at a good score, I feel like you basically have $1 million in your bank account. So when you get that out of the way and then you start working on your business credit, you no longer have to worry about money because all of that money can be funded through your business. So for me, it's looking into, we'll see, but I just put an offer in on a place so that I can use that place as an Airbnb. I also put an offer in on my second home, which I've been looking for right before COVID hit. So that's a kind of like wealth I'm looking at. So it's real estate. And then also starting up another business. So for me, once you have everything working for you in the background and it's at ease, then you can work on something else and say, you know what, this business, this is working and I don't have to do nothing with this business. So I can start this one right here and this could just make me more money.
Right.
So for me, my goal is not, oh, I want to be a millionaire or I want to be a billionaire, but my goal is tackling, all right, what can I leave behind for my daughter so that she will have something and then my grandchildren will have something. So after I'm finished with her, it's time to work on my grandkids. What am I leaving them? And then my great grandkids. So the resources that, you know, you're offering through your programs, I think is really imperative because it's another stream of income. You have people on the panel that I'm going to check out. And I'm like, you know what? Let's get it. Let me learn from them as well. So as long as you're learning from other people, it's just like you can't lose. You can't lose.
You know, I definitely agree. You know, I think part of building Black wealth is just education. You know, so it's kind of like if we know better, we do better. So, you know, I think for those people who are seeking Black wealth and seeking education, those are going to be the people who are really going to be building these next couple of years.
Yes.
Okay. Now, regarding the conference, so all our presenters and speakers are submitting kind of like a bundle of resources that will be available for sale for conference attendees and non-conference attendees. Can you kind of speak to us about what you'll be providing in that bundle?
Yes, of course. So I have a video course, and in the video course, you learn literally about vending machines, where to purchase vending machines, about locations. If you're into product vending machines like hair bundles or lash vending machines, I talk about that as well. I talk a little bit about how you automate the business, which is how you can literally not even touch the business at all. So we talk, or I talk a little bit about everything in the business to help you go from start to finish. So usually when people are finished, they can go purchase a vending machine, go get a location, and start making money in a month.
Gotcha. Well, you know, it's funny you say, because I was looking at one of your most recent Instagram posts, and it said buy a, I think it may have been a machine and a route for $500. I was like, okay, you know, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. So it's, oh, so the one you're referring to is actually purchase a vending machine location.
Okay.
So it wasn't the vending machine and the location. I sell vending machine locations. Now, some people do purchase vending machines and locations from me and they buy the entire route. So I still provide that service as well.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So before we wrap up, what are some of the best tools and resources that you use, or apps or programs that you think would be ideal for other entrepreneurs?
So one for me, it's actually Facebook. I feel like Facebook is like I can write a post and just say, tag me in a post where a business coach is located, or tag me in a location where I can find beauty salons. And when I do that, people comment under and they'll say, oh, here's this person's name and that person's name. So I say utilizing my timeline to answer questions that's going to get me to the next level. That's like the number one thing that I use. Also, there are a lot of meditation apps that you can use. I know I talked about that as well. So you can go on and you can look at like those free ones. Of course, I exercise. So I got my exercising apps as well that I use. Instagram is one. I'm on your page a lot, liking and commenting on your page. Your page is very resourceful as well. And honestly, that's really what I do. Just Facebook, the other different apps just for health and fitness and all of that. And then pages like yours that give me resources so that I can find out other business ideas, because I'm trying to get all the streams of income.
Hey, same here. Okay, and then our very last question, what type of legacy are you looking to leave? So at whatever point we are no longer here, how would you like to be remembered by friends, family, and people who may just know the vending business?
Oh, that's a good question. So right now I am literally noticed for being very humble and helping people and letting people understand that you don't have to quit your job to be rich. You don't have to look like money. You don't have to look like a certain way just to get noticed or just for people to think what you have. Because I truly believe if you have everything, it's
Mhm.
in your heart. You don't have
Right.
to show it off. And again, that's not saying that you don't buy nice things. Go get that nice car. Go get, those nice clothes, of course. But making sure that if you are purchasing those things, that you actually have the money to, and that you don't
Right.
have to be flashy in order to be noticed by anybody. So I did a live one time, and I was like, I had a wig on. I was like, y'all need me to take the wig off? Like, that's no problem. So I'm never afraid to show my true self and
Right.
who I really am, because I feel like no one's perfect. And I
Right.
don't like people looking at me like I'm perfect, because no one is. So for me, it's just understanding that Crissy's humble. When people see me, they know that. And that I have an awesome personality and I love to help people. That's number one. And I love to learn as well. So I will never say I know it all, but I love to learn from other people every day, all day.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
So I guess last words, if you can just tell people how they can get in contact with you.
Of course. So again, my name is Crissy, and you can find me at Vending Factory, at Vending Factory, at Vending Factory. And on my page, I do sell locations. And I basically show you how you can get some money in the vending machine business without even placing products in a machine. And just one receipt that I'm super excited about. I had a girl who made $1,500 in 1 week, and she was so excited because when she got in the program, she was really scared. She was scared to start. And so for her to make that 2 weeks into mentorship, she was floored, and everybody was so happy for her. So just knowing you guys can really be out here getting some money.
Gotcha. Okay, Crissy, thank you again so much for agreeing to be one of our presenters. Everybody, make sure you check out the bundle, specifically Crissy's information, get your vending machine, get your route. And again, I just want to thank you, and we will be in contact with you later.
Yay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.